Gotta turn them on. Let's make sure. I don't want any surprises here. Looks like we're on. Yes. All right, all right. Sometimes the app doesn't always go all the way, so I gotta make sure I'm on, and I am. And today, being W, it's time to talk about worth. It's time to talk about worth because if you don't know your worth, who's gonna know your worth? Who? Another W word. It's very important to know your worth and also the worth of those around you. I say that it goes both ways because can't go into too much details. I was talking to a young lady who's just starting her career and just sharing about how she was treated at her last job before she said, enough is enough, I'm out of here. The sad part, she was only there maybe a couple of months, but then she met people who had been there for years. And guess what? They are still there. Years, being treated badly. But she's like, no, this is not right. No recognition of her work, of her worth. She brought in money, lots of money. There was no record, and she was promised commission. Did she get it? No, she didn't get any commission for all the work she did. She got no recognition. So the bottom line is there is power in people skills. When you learn to connect with people, doesn't matter if you are the employee or you are the boss, the leader, knowing how to connect with people will make your work so much better. This person she was working for, the person hasn't recognized the value that the staff brings in and how much more they will be even engaged, how much more engaged they will be if the person would just even recognize them for what they're doing right now. I always tell about one of my past bosses, and because of the relationship in terms of how he recognized my worth, gave me opportunities for growth, was not threatened that I was going to take his job. And because of that, I was willing to work if I needed to late nights to make sure the project got completed. I was working construction. If we need to stay up late, I would do it. In fact, I still remember we were pouring concrete. I was working at a treatment plant. We were pouring concrete. I was pregnant. And I showed up. I think they started pouring concrete like 5 a.m. I was there. I was the construction project manager. I was there. I wasn't like, you know what, understandably, if I had said, oh, I'm pregnant, I can't come in this early. No, but I wanted to make sure the job got done properly, and I wanted to be there. I genuinely wanted to be there. And that was because of the relationship. So the relationship you have with people around you matters. And it's not about, oh, this person got this because of office politics, or it's because of the relationships they have fostered. And so it's important to know how to get along with people. There are things that I have gotten because of the relationship I have with people. And I'm constantly thinking, how can I improve the relationship I have with others? It's not about me, but what can I do to serve others? So, are your people skills as good as they possibly can be? What are you doing to improve your people skills? If that's something you would like to learn about, feel free to reach out to me. That is one of the things I help people develop, people skills, learning how to connect with others. And it's about connecting is just, for example, if you're working on a team, I've said it before, give credit to whom credit is due. Even if you did the brunt of the job, but it's your team, you worked as a team, and you're the boss, give the credit to your team members. They would appreciate that you're recognizing their value, their worth. So praise others for their contributions. And as the leader, if things don't go well, shame on you if you point your finger to the people who work for you. You need to take the blame. As the leader, it's your responsibility. You take the blame. So take the blame for anything that doesn't go well. As the leader, you take the blame and praise your team. Let them get all the recognition. Now, I don't know if I'm trying to think if I should save this for later. I probably will repeat it again, but this is a great way to connect with people, learning other people's names. First of all, as much as possible, don't tell yourself, I have a hard time learning people's names. The more you say, the more your brain will register, oh yes, you have a hard time learning other people's names, and so guess what? It's not going to, your brain will not help you. But if you say, I can learn people's names, even if it's a foreign name, and me living in Bahrain, most of the names were foreign to me. Now that I've lived here, gosh, I think going on 16 years, the names are not so foreign. Some of the names I've heard so many times, or I can say, oh yeah, I have a friend by that name, so that way I can connect on a higher level. So I'll probably have, because of time, gosh, it's almost 7 minutes. Oh wow. Okay, so it's the formula to learn people's name is save. S, say the name 3 times in conversation. A, ask a question about the name or about the person. V, visualize the person's prominent physical or personality feature. Is it their hair? Is it maybe something some feature in there? Like for me, I have a gap. That could be a feature that oh yeah, this Tosi has a gap. Okay, Tosi the gap. So something that you can recognize and put the name to the feature, and then at the end the conversation with the person's name. I don't know who said it, but gotta get the quote. The sweetest sound to anybody is the sound of their name. The sound of their name. If you're talking with someone and you mention their name while you're talking with them, woof, talk about connection. That is one way to connect with people. Learn their name. So save. I will probably do this again so that you can learn how to remember people's names, and it's a reminder for me. Some people I'm able to remember their name just like that. Some people I have to work a little harder. For me, because I'm a visual person, it's easier for me if I write the name down, especially for the names I'm not familiar with. If I write it down, I got it. So save the person's name, and thank you for joining me. Hey, I did it again. I'm here before 6 p.m. How exciting is that? I'll see you tomorrow.